So I want to talk to you about pressing. Now, commonly when we're talking about pressing, you know, it's vertical presses, horizontal presses, all that other kind of stuff. If you know me, you know that I like to think about and look at the small things. So we're going to talk about pressing from the standpoint of what your wrists, knuckles, and elbows are going to be doing. And hopefully, if we kind of line everything up in a certain way, your shoulders will be happier, your neck will be happier, and then you will be happier overall. And that could be you, it could be people you're working with. It, the possibilities of changes are endless. Okay, so when we're pressing, normally when we're pressing with a dumbbell. Dumbbells are great. I don't have any here to show you with, but basically the handle, when you're holding a dumbbell, the handle typically goes across the hand like so, right? Nice straight line. Unfortunately, the hand, the wrist, all these other joints in our bodies, they're not so perfectly like flat, right? So I actually have come to appreciate the kettlebell, the handle, and was talking about that. So first, the handle. See how I have this thing sitting in my hand? Now, I'm not great with this camera stuff, so hopefully everything is in the actual, in frame, I guess it's called. So I have this handle where it's going across from just above my thumb down at an angle so that it rests kind of on this part of my wrist. So right here is where I'm trying to get that handle. Now, here's why. Because if I have this handle like I would hold a dumbbell, even though a dumbbell has weights on the side, so it's not gonna quite do this. Imagine if I'm trying to press like this, right? Now, sure, I can get the weight up, but I'm gonna get some additional shearing, torsion, all kinds of other things going on, at least at the shoulder, and who knows where else, right? This doesn't feel good. I'm not even gonna try to press this thing overhead. So, when I can get that handle here, then pressing, for me at least, gets a lot easier. So for you, it might be a little different. You got to find that groove for you. Now, let's talking about groove. So when you have this in the right spot, it's easier to talk about something like a groove because you have this better connection of the weight to your body. It's not you moving this weight, it's you moving your hand that just happens to be a lot heavier than it was 2 moments ago. So, handle across the hand at an angle so you get that weight right there. Okay, that's step one, right there. Then step two is going to be we want to wrap the hand around so that you get your big knuckles, I call them the big knuckles, pointing towards the sky. If they're pointing anywhere else, you're getting a little bit of this. So that when you press, we're losing some of the energy that we're putting into the shoulders and the effort to press up. You're losing some of that. It's being wasted here. So we want to keep things right here so that as you press, that energy is going boom right into the object that you're trying to move. So let's look at that. So first, get that position there. Next, big knuckles to the sky, and then you press. Right? Okay. So now, kind of the next piece that's important is elbow position relative to your wrist. If your elbows are out here, guess what? There are going to be certain things that aren't going to be super happy. Can you press like that? Certainly. I just don't necessarily recommend it. So trying to keep your elbow under your wrist means that, again, as you put forth the energy and the effort to drive this weight overhead, you're losing as little effort as possible that bleeds out into other places that isn't going to help you execute this task that you're trying to do. So what I'm trying to say is weight here, knuckles up, elbow in. Then we have what I would like to think about being a very efficient way of pressing. You put in effort, and as much of that effort as you put in, as much of that possibly can, it goes into you actually moving the weight. Okay, now, elephant in the room. You're probably thinking to yourself, Chris, I've tried this, I've had people try this, and they don't like it on their wrists. Well, here's a couple of things. Thing one, you do it long enough, and the nerves in your wrists forearm will die, and then it doesn't hurt at all. JK, just kidding. I don't know any of that stuff. I doubt any nerves actually die. But here's what does happen. You can either build up a resilience to it where it doesn't actually affect you as much, or you can go get some various types of wrist guards that can give you just enough cushion so that that doesn't hurt quite as much, so you can focus on the effort at hand, which is, again, pressure here, knuckles up, elbow under wrist. So take that for what it is. Give it a try. I would love to get your feedback on what you find works to help you press more efficiently, be able to press more consistently with less shoulder and neck and other issues. And, let's just keep sharing and growing and getting better. Okay,